What's up guys, thanks for watching and welcome back. I wanted to make a little video just to talk about a few things in regards to the vegan transition from a non-vegan lifestyle. It's been a cool transition for the both of us, not only because it's fun to eat the way we're eating, but it really opens up your brain to a completely different type of way to go about eating and finding your food. It also shows that there's so much meat in everything. I mean, everything that we get that's fast, anything that we go out to get that we pay for from a restaurant. You see how much the certain types of foods that we're eating affect our health. You know that heart disease is a big problem. There's a lot of reasons that cause it. Cancer is a big problem. So I'm not gonna get up here and talk about the different types of sicknesses that are caused by the food we eat in America nowadays. A lot of it has to do with pollution and the way you live, how you think, the way you carry yourself. So it's just something where if you're not a vegan watching this, or you're not a vegetarian and you're a super big meat eater, don't turn it off. I'm not gonna come up here and bash meat eaters because I think you're a bad person. I'm just gonna provide you with a real opinion on the transition from someone who used to eat meat every single day to someone who doesn't do that at all anymore. Don't just use me as your only way to measure or gauge, how important this transition would be for you or anybody that you know in your life that needs it. But going into the vegan diet, it opens up your mind to so many other beneficial foods that aren't just a mainstream food that we're thinking of. Beans, all the different types of beans. So beans are an important part of a vegan's diet, and it's something that could make up a lot of things. You could throw them into a mash with other types of grains and other types of legumes that can form a burger. And you can make a vegan hamburger. I mean, it tastes the same. Once you start throwing other things into it, it's gonna taste just like a hamburger, and you've also saved the water, you saved the animal. There's just so many things that are beneficial to a vegan's lifestyle that aren't really common knowledge, that if you think about it, they really do make big differences. It's something that requires discipline, it requires ethics, and it also requires to lose the ego. I mean, every single person you come across in your life, when you make this decision, is going to try to bring you back to the other side, right? Ooh. And I don't like to say that, like other sides. Like, there's no reason that people can't enjoy this lifestyle and do what they want to do at the same time. Especially if you're living at home or you're living with other people who aren't living a plant-based lifestyle. The thing with America is that we get very caught up in all these diets that have come out in the past 20, 25 years. All these things that make money off people that really, they're just Band-Aid patching a problem. It's not like they're making a long-term fix. It never gives the person a chance to completely change themselves for good. It always just literally is a stopgap until the next problem. And then you go back into eating bad, into your bad habits, and then, oh, New Year's is coming, I gotta lose weight again. It's just a never-ending cycle, and that's why these companies are still alive, that's why these companies are still making money, is because people are reluctant to keep the change for good and make it permanently, and that's not something I think any of you out there, you women especially, should be doing if you're trying to lose any type of unwanted weight for a better life. There are people in my life, family members, who said to me, I'll never get rid of my meat, I love my meat, don't even go there, don't even try it, and now they're doing plant-based lifestyle type diets. And I'm not trying to come up here and say that we're supposed to not be eating meat and we're supposed to be having plants and it's the only thing we should be having as humans. Yes, we need protein. It's an essential building block for muscle and essential health. But at the same time, too much of anything isn't good. If I was to drink 3 tons of water, guys, I'm not gonna be doing well, all right? I'm not gonna be feeling good. Don't you guys worry about anything that has to do with protein deficiency. If anything, America, we have way too much protein in our diet. It's not eating meat. That doesn't mean you're malnourished or that you have a protein deficiency. And yes, the organic versus non-organic thing, there's always gonna be an argument with produce especially. But just be wary of it when you're shopping in the aisles for things that get slapped organic on it to sell. All right, certain companies do that. And there are articles of food and produce that you don't need to buy organically. That's something that I will link below. But I know from my personal experiences, when I have shopped for conventionally grown produce, it has always given me a reaction with my allergies. It happened with an apple a couple of years ago. I'm not really a very sensitive person when it comes to allergies. I don't need to carry around an EpiPen. I know a lot of you out there do, which is unfortunate. This wasn't that type of situation. I literally just had an apple, conventionally grown. I broke out in hives after. I don't know if I bought them because, maybe there were a certain type of apples. What are you doing, boss? What are you doing, boss, man? Stop trying to jump into the mirror. And I don't know if I bought them because I don't know if maybe they were low on organic ones and I went and got a conventionally grown one. I don't know what it was. The same thing happened to me recently with bananas. I read a couple conflicting reports on it, so I wanted to give it a test for myself. My mouth got itchy, I'm not gonna lie, guys, and I'm not trying to be dramatic. I also felt indigestion from that. And honestly, it felt like a burp that just wouldn't come out. So that's what that felt like for me, and that happened when I ate conventionally grown bananas. I also had non-organic almonds, I'd say 5 years ago. And if you guys have been watching me for a while, you would know I used to say that I was allergic to almonds because of that instance. I had a couple of raw almonds one night before I went to sleep. The next morning I woke up and I had not just hives, blotches. I was itchy, I was tingly, it was crazy. Ever since then, I've been really skeptical on having almonds, and then recently, probably within the last 2 years, ever since we've kind of just ventured off of dairy and into a healthier lifestyle, plant-based lifestyle, I've really just worked almonds back in and I'm fine. I soak the nuts now. I soak my nuts, soak the nuts. Also with beans, you're supposed to soak your beans too. I don't know if that's playing a part of it, but nuts are a huge part of your protein and healthy fat intake when it comes down to switching to a plant-based diet. It's also something that you could use to make any type of plant-based milk. Why don't people do it though? Because they don't want to take the time to make it at their house. You guys know I made a homemade almond milk recipe, and I will link that in the description box below if you guys haven't seen it yet. I even saw a milk commercial on TV using the fact that almond milks only use like 2% almonds as a reason to go back to real milk. That to me made me laugh so much because obviously we all know the harms of dairy. People are lactose intolerant for what reason, right? There are so many reasons why people don't have dairy and are dairy free now, and to just see the milk and dairy companies throwing that commercial up, honestly, like, you're really gonna do that? That's the crazy thing, and another thing that I've realized, Carly and I have both realized in transitioning into vegan, is that you do not need dairy for baked goods. And eggs too. I posted something on Instagram a couple months ago that literally shows you guys replacements in every recipe that you could use for eggs and milk and other animal products, so you could just keep it a vegan style. You're still gonna get that sweet tooth fix. You're still gonna be tasting the same exact thing as if it had eggs and dairy, and that's my point. Whatever you gotta do to get closer to just not having animal products in your diet, do. If you wanna keep eating meat, but you wanna have dairy free for a little while, try that out. If you wanna do vice versa, not eat meat, but keep dairy to see how you feel, try that out. Today's world offers us an array of substitutions that will help us. I don't want you to not be able to enjoy the foods you want to enjoy if you're not gonna be having animal products. Regardless, we live this life, let's enjoy the food we're having, right? But at the same time, you can make ethical decisions about the food you're eating. Bear agrees, right Bear? Tell them. You don't wanna have animal products in the food you're making because it's not.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
Because it's not good. Right? Right, buddy? I mean, you guys know throughout all my cooking videos when I was prepping meat and stuff like that, or making meat dishes, that see, he doesn't like when I say meat. You can hear him. I know. Meat? Yep, exactly. So Bear has spoken. So that's really it for us as far as a transition. It's really opened up a new chapter of our lives into cooking for ourselves even more, ways to conduct yourself in everyday life, and in ethical ways as well. It kind of rubs off into other situations too. I'm not coming up here and telling you to live every single moment of your life like a paranoid person.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna have some nuts?
No, you don't eat mixed nuts at a bar. Everybody knows that. On average, only 1 out of every 6 people wash their hands when they go to the bathroom. Yeah, so when you think you're innocently eating a little bar snack, you're actually ingesting potentially deadly bacteria from about 39 soil-handed strangers. I mean, people wonder why they get E. coli poisoning or salmonella or hepatitis when all they gotta do is...
I'm not telling you to be paranoid with anything you're doing, and I'm not telling you to push it down other people's throats.
How could you have eaten those? I made such a compelling argument.
I'm giving you examples of what this plant-based lifestyle kind of molds you into, the type of person. Only gonna be able to work if you try it for yourselves. For someone else to come up there and tell us how to feel, a lot of us want to feel that natural feeling by ourselves. We want it to come organically. I'm not telling you that you have to listen to everything I say and think that it's 100% correct. Do the research for yourself. I want everybody to find out what's best for them based on their lifestyle. It's been the message I've pushed since I've made this YouTube channel. When it comes to fitness, when it comes to eating, when it comes to daily life, you guys know what's best for you and you're responsible with the decisions you make. So I want you all to know, my meat eaters out there, my plant-based eaters, my vegetarians, my vegans, whatever you are, I'm not gonna come up here and judge you for doing what you do. That's not my job. That's your job to do in the mirror every single night before you go to sleep. And just like anything else, you're going into something that you're not familiar with. It doesn't seem normal. That's okay. Nothing that has been historically beneficial to us as people seemed normal at the time. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, I know you will, in regards to the transition to a plant-based lifestyle, how it affected Carly and I. If I didn't answer a question you were wondering, drop me a comment below. And for another video, my name is Brett Cap. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.